welcome to my channel. I am Stephanie. This is the November wrap up and stats video. Okay, so November wrap up and stats video. Gonna do it quick like I usually do my wrap ups and stats videos, giving you all the things that you want to know. And then remember at the end, there is a chronological book cover and broken down by weeks for all of the books that I did read for the month. So let's just jump into it. Here are my stats. I read 22 books in November. 12 of them were audiobooks. Let me just move this over here. 12 of them were audiobooks, 10 of them were ebooks, and 6 of them were ARCs. Here are my ratings for the month. I DNF'd 1 book, had 0 1-star books, had 2 2-star books, had 6 3-star books, had 10 4-star books, and 3 5-star books. My favorite part and the part that I love to highlight is my blackout section, which is all of the Black authors that I read throughout the month. And these are in no particular order, but I read The Roommate Risk by Talia Hibbert, Hard Love by Peyton Banks, How to Marry Keanu Reeves in 90 Days by K.M. Jackson, Roots of the Wicked by Keita Kendrick, Mr. Hotness by Peyton Banks, Twisted Lies, Book 1, Book 2, Book 3, Book 4 by Sedona, Venez, and Ghosts of Christmas by Wright. On to some bookish news. So I am doing Vlogmas, if you have not figured that out yet. Not sure where exactly this is going to drop, but it should be a couple days into Vlogmas, and here is the breakdown of where you can find the content and what content you can find during Vlogmas. So for YouTube, you guys here, you will get various different videos that I will drop throughout the month, more than my weekly sneak peeks. So there's that. If you are a Patreon patron, then you will get 25 to 31 videos. I am still on the fence if I'm going to do a full month of December for Vlogmas, or if I'm only going to do up until the 25th, which is Christmas. On Instagram, I am doing a Advent tea, if you can see that back there, the Advent tea calendar, Vlogmas sort of things. That will be completely different content for the most part over there, but I will be brewing tea every single day for the next 24 days. And then over on TikTok, I will be doing morning check-ins to talk about the books that I will be reading for the next 31 days. So, lots of places to follow me, lots of content to look at, listen to, ingest. Yes, this break has been a good thing for me because I'm feeling rejuvenated, or else I wouldn't be doing Vlogmas. Loads and loads of patron thank yous for those that have been sticking with me and everything like that. Make sure that you have your address on the patron site or on your profile, because I will be sending out thank yous for the month of December. If you don't get it before the end of December, you will get something before December ends. And those are all the people that have been with me up until now. So yeah, there's that. It won't be available for anyone that signs up in December, but for those that were signed up before December, check out your mail. You may be getting something. If your address is listed. So there's that. For my priority reads for the patrons, I've switched it around from doing, you guys choose from the patrons picking one, to having priority reads. And the priority reads for this month are Dark Rain by Amelia Wilde, Passing by Nella Larsen, and The Highland Fling by Meghan Quinn. On to one of my favorite things of this video is my top 5 reads technically I only have 3 5-star reads this month, but I have 2 books that I think definitely need to be highlighted and think more people need to read them. So starting it off, we're going to talk about Mr. Hotness by Peyton Banks. Let me tell you guys, I really enjoyed this book. This book kind of pulled me out of a slump. We have a sort of neighbors end up hooking up. It's an interracial romance, and then there is a bit of miscommunication within it. However, it's a very interesting miscommunication, and you kind of see it coming, but you don't see it coming, and I liked the way that it was sort of handled. So we have like the blurred next door neighbor who is she's sort of this financial person, and she's doing her thing, but the guy across the hall is super hot, super hot. Come to find out, he is a former football player turned sports agent and is about to make it super big in the sports agent world, and the two of them have a little chance encounter. They bump into each other after a run and a leg cramp, and become a thing. I loved it. I really enjoyed it. I think it was something that was light enough that it didn't put me in a slump. It took me out of a slump, as a matter of fact, and I was here for it. The next book that I'm going to talk about is Kingdom Come by Aleatha Romig. Man, if you were looking for mafia, standalone, forced proximity, age gap, dark romance goodness with some suspense, you want to pick up this book. You want to pick up this book because it is so awesome. I absolutely love Aleatha's like duologies and trilogies and series and things like that. But ma'am put her foot in this standalone. Yes, she did. It's a chunker. It is a chunker. I will warn you guys of this already. Because it is a standalone, it is a chunker. And there are content warnings for this book. So make sure that you check out my Goodreads because I'll put the content warnings there. But woo, it is a ride. There are so many twists and turns. It is so good. This mafia sort of princess gets kidnapped. Guy is hired to kidnap her back. And come to find out, things are not what they have seen. The bad guy gets his happily ever after, and I was here for it. Loved it. Mwah. Loved it. Next book I'm going to talk about is A Not So Meet Cute by Meghan Quinn, and this book saved me from a bit of a slump as well. I listened to it. I actually had it as an ARC, but luckily I had a short turnaround, I think it was, and I ended up getting the audiobook version of it. There is a difference between the audiobook version of it and I want to say the ARC. Maybe it was the regular book. I'm not exactly sure. I got the ARC, then I purchased the book, then I purchased the audiobook, so I can't remember which one I was actually reading along with the audiobook, but there was one that had some discrepancies in it. But that's okay. It didn't take away from the story at all whatsoever. But we have a billionaire guy that puts his foot in his mouth when he is trying to get a deal done by saying he has a pregnant fiance. And then we have a woman that just got fired from who was supposed to be her best friend, but turns out to be a user douchebag. And she's walking around this rich neighborhood because that's where her family home lives, is like on the outskirts of it. And when the two of them meet, it is so much fun. He convinces her to be his fake fiance and that's pregnant, and glorious fun antics ensue, and I laughed out loud, and it saved me from a slump, and I was so happy for it. Yes, very much so. On to my honorable mentions. These books didn't get 5 stars. However, they are very, very, very close. There's only like one or two things that kind of nudged me out, but I definitely think they should be given a read, and would suggest them to people. And the first one is Roots of the Wicked by Keita Kendrick. Oh my goodness. This is my first book that I read by Keita, and I cannot wait to read more. Cannot wait to read more by Keita. So Keita is writing in the Lunchtime Chronicles. I didn't want to jump into those at this point because there's like 15 or 16 books before I actually get to Keita's books. So I was like, I want to read a Keita Kendrick book, but I don't want to jump into the Lunchtime Chronicles right now. Where can I start, or which is one of her standalones? I found Roots of the Wicked on audiobook, and I purchased it, and oh my goodness. So we have this badass IT specialist that's an owner of a company that is doing work for this multi-million billionaires company. He's a playboy though. He's in the limelight, and people follow him around. He has an issue with stalkers and things like that. But at a meeting, he sees her, doesn't know who she is, and is interested, gets his assistant to introduce them. And from there, they have a romance that blossoms. There are content warnings for this. Check my Goodreads because I will place them there. But woo, they deal with some heavy issues, but at the same time, I was here for the story, and I am here to read more from Keita Kendrick. Ugh, mwah, loved it. Then finally, I'm going to tell you guys to go check out Ghost of Christmas by Wright. This was on my plate from last year. I was like, we're at Christmas time again. Why haven't I read this book? Kenya puts illustrations in some of her books. This happens to be one of them, but I will warn you, some of those illustrations are not safe for work. But if you are a lover of the Christmas Carol, this is a retelling in a sort of different manner, and I was here for it. However, there are major content warnings that hit you right in the face in the first couple chapters. So make sure that you're checking the content warning and trigger warnings, because there are some heavy issues that are being dealt with in this book. We have a woman that is a fashion designer. She is on track to take over the world. However, there are some things from her past that still haunt her and prevent her from allowing love in. She has her best friend, which she ends up going to her best friend's wedding, and then the best friend's brother, who has been there with her from the littles, and the two of them have a thing. They have a history and they have a thing, and I was here for it. And then the illustrations, guys. The illustrations. Mwah. Loved it. So go check that out. So good. Really, really loved it. And I loved the different sort of take on A Christmas Carol of seeing ghosts from your past, seeing ghosts from your present, seeing ghosts from your future. I loved the way that Kenya sort of brought all that together and made it very realistic and relatable, and just really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed that sort of take on A Christmas Carol. Yes, definitely. All right, so if you know my outro, you feel free to jump ahead a couple seconds to the chronological book cover slideshow at the end. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Also, there is a feedback form down in the description box so you guys can help me improve my channel, my PayPal, my Patreon, all my other social links for Vlogmas, as well as just all the things down in the description box. And make sure you follow me everywhere. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in another video.
Say you love me, say it like you mean it, 'cause lately I've been wondering if we should be together. Tell me how you feel, it's now or never, now you're yelling at me for something I didn't even do, making it so hard for me. And I think I need a vacation, 'cause all we ever do now is complaining. And I've been getting tired of it lately. Oh, feels like we're battling. Maybe it's better if we're on our